pāpā te iawi atia. Karanguna nei e koe taku leo kupu, taku leo kōrero. E mea atu nei anō rā ia koe kia rāngona mai ai te kupu, rāngona mai ai te kare āroto, rāngona mai anō ai te whakaroaro i roto i a mātau, i roto anō i a mātau ko te tarati mātau anō te kamupene matua taitonu atu anō rā hoki i a tahu posi. Puta atu anō rā hoki, Miki, kia mātau nā anō, mātau nā, mātau anō i roto i a rātou te pou whakarongo, te pou mā takitaki mai kia whakaata Wairarapa. Me te whai atu kia taitonu anō hoki i a tātou mātou kōrero. Rā i ngā kōrero, whakatūpato i ngā kōrero, whakatū ruki atu i ngā whakaaro te marea, i ngā kōrero i a wai, rā nei, e hia atu ana i te tino o te pōro nei o te kiingi mangu, kia hua mai anō ai ki roto ki te tiri o te moana Hawaii ki tautau Aotearoa, New Zealand, ki roto tonu anō hoki ia tātou mātau i roto i ngā iwi, i roto tonu anō hoki ngā hapu, i roto tonu anō hoki ngā uri, ngā whānau putanua. Koe anō hoki tō tātou mātau hōtaka i whakarite atu ai. Ka te tiki pai mai anō ai te tapo tū, te whakatere. Te kautere i ngā wā, i ngā kaupeka, i ngā marama, i ngā tautonu, i nei ngā marama ki nei tautonu i e rua i pāhika, i pāhureke atu nei rā, ia tātou mātau e pā, i whakarite atu ai kia kia mea atu ai, kia whakarite atu ai te hōtaka. Tuku atu anō ai hoki i te kōrero i a Hawaikirangi. Ki nei Miki rā rua, wiki e rua noi honei e toi ana mai. Ka mutu ake kai a tērā wiki no reira e pā, e whakamoe e miti ana. Atu i te nuinga i kore ai e tae. Ia mātau te whakarite atu, te whakauti, te tutuki pai, atu i era, tino tāonga no hoki ki roto ki tēnei o ngā hōtaka. I roto i tēnei o ngā hōtaka e tino whai atu ana te whakātuhia o te tino, te whakātuhia o te tohungatanga, te whakātuhia no te raka o roto tahu posi engari. Kāre i tino tae, i roto i te maha o ngā take, ka hore hoki i te tino rite. Ka hore tonu e pā i te tino rite a tahu posi. Hoi anō, kai reira te waru pou. Te waru pou o roto te pēne. Koe rite mai nei te kaweake, te whanatu, te hangaere i te whanake o tō tātou mātau pēne me tōna haerenga. I te haerenga nei e hia tiana, e wawata tiana, e moe tia tuana, e mātau ngā mea pakeke. Ngā mea taipakeke o roto. No reira, ko māua tonu hoki anō me tahi ruarua o King Homeboy tērā. Kare no i mimiti atu tēnā wairua huki o te tino tāngata rungo nui o tērā tāngata epa. Ka hore pēr i tino kōrero whakatakitaki nā tui te āhua ki tōhona pai, tōhona kaha, ki te hōtaka, tōhona pai anō ki te pēne. Pēnā tonu anō pēr iāna ki te pēne. Ai. Ki aia ki te taha ki te haerenga pēr. Te taha ki te haerenga tō tātou mātou haerenga hari atu, kawe atu i te puoro e rā mea katoa ki te ao whānui, ki te ao katoa. Tō tātou mātou whai atu i tērā ara. Ko ia pēr no te tino tangata ino toi tērā mā. Ahau ki te taha ki te pōro, ki te taha ki te kupu, ki te taha ki te reo, ki te taha ki te rangatiratanga o te pēne, ki te taha ki te wairua anō te pēne. Puta atu anō pēr, ko māua tonu ngā tahi pēr anō tērā, e pā, i te taha tonu ki te wairua, ki te taha i te kawainata hoi. I te kawenata hoi. Ko ia no tērā tētahi, ko ia no tētahi kua tino tipu mai ai. Ki roto ki tērā wairua, no reira tino wai atu aia. Ki tērā, te tūmanako, nui, iauna kua tino rite ahau ki tērā kia wai atu ai. Kua taku tūmanako e pā, ki te atu ai, kanohi tonu atu, wairua, hinengano whakaaro anō. Kai te rite mai anō ahau, kua waia, kepe anō ahau, ki te haerenga nei, ki ngā pikitanga, heketanga aha nei, kokoni, o te haere o mātau me te taitonu ki te mea e tikana, ki te wā e tikana, ne? Ki te wā e tikana anō. I taua mea, ai. Kua tino eke pēr hau, te tūmanako. Kai wahai wale atu e pā, kai reira tonu anō te whānau, tō tātou mātou whānau i roto te pōitura mapō, o mātou whānau anō o roto, te pōitura mapō, te whare inoi o mātou. Putatu anō ki ngā whānau o King Homeboy. Ko māua tonu e tahi o te tino pou whakarahi o roto te pēne o tahu posi. Ara anō e tahi ko Franklin, ko Calvin anō tērā. Taipakeke anō hoki. E hari ngā tahi atu ana i ngā harapea i te mea rangatahi. Engari, e tamaururua. Wahine ururua aroha mai. Wahine ururua. Atamārunga. Ai rā, mea pake ke tonu, hoi anō, tamārunga i roto i te pēne. Hoi anō e pā, ka tikara hoki kia kia. Whakaho no retia, kōkoe. Whakaho no retia, whakakuroria tia kōkoe. Ki ngā huatonu mai anō ai, ngā pāinga, ngā kōrero. Ka nui ke rā hoki ngā kōrero. Ngā kōrero nana, me ngā kōrero ka kino atu e wai. Ngā kōrero ka kino atu e wai. Kare kore kōrero anō i roto i te hōtaka ka kino kia wai. Kai te pai noi ho tērā kia mātai. Kare mātau i whai atu kia tino pai mai anō i te tāngata kia mātai. Engari kia tino kōrero atu i te tika, i te pono. I te tātai kawa kōrero, e rā kōrero, kare tino pai ai te nuinga o te wā ki e tahi. Kia rātau e toko inu, kāra kaura i a rātau. Te tino pai ki te rāngunu atu i te pono, te kōrero ki tā rātau. E āhua whakakite ki te ana mai te e o tā rātau, ne? Te e o tā rātau. Ai, me te e manawa o rātau i roto i tētahi aha, i tētahi mea. Āhua, ai. Takariri tonu atu ētahi. Takariri tonu atu ētahi kāre kore. I roto i te rāngora tonu atu o ngā kōre. Hoi anu, koe tērā ētahi o te āhuatanga i roto i te hōtaka. Ki te kore, i reira. Kare pēr tituki pai te hōtaka. Kare pēr anua i tituki pai ētahi atu mea hoi anu. E tatauma, e tāi ana ki tērā. Kia tahu posi, te hōtaka kai te whai mai. Ka mutu tēnei, hai a tērā wiki. Ka mutu atu te rāpare. Te tūmanako ka hara mai a Calvin, tētahi o te pēne, hara mai ki te whakatituki mai i ngā kōrero, i ngā raka, ngā tohunga, i te ao puoro ki Ngimangu. Tai tanu atu anō rā i o tātou mātau wahine toa, ne? O tātou mātau wahine toa, arā, Magic Powder, Rio Hall, Energy Rising. E rā, tino wahine i roto i a tātou mātau e kahana nei. E kahana nei. Pakari ana nei ki te whakatangi mai. Te pūorotia mai. Pakari atu nei, ngoi atu nei, korou atu nei anō hoki. Ki te whai mai, ki te tohungatanga, ki taua puoro. Ia ētahi, i roto i te wā e tikana. Ia ētahi, i roto i tētahi pakuwa, ia ētahi, i ngā wā katoa. Pēnā tanu anō rā i tā haku. I waho atu tēnei i te wharene, te taupuni pāho. I waho atu i tēnei, whai tonu atu a hau ki te mea kia tika, ki te mea kia pai, kia tino tau, kia tino tohunga, kia tino raka i ngā waha katoa. Atu i tēnei wāhi, o hele ke tēnei wāhi. Karakau tāe ana te tino raka i roto nei. E tāe ana i roto i a ētahi, hoi anō te pokapū, te tino pū, te pito ki te puoro. Ka re tino tāi ana, i roto i te wāhi pēnei nei. Ana kua mōhio kē rā i a kūtau tēnā, i a tātou e tātou mā. Ne? Epa. Ka rite mai anō i tērā, i roto tonu anō hoki i a koe ana. I ki te ake mai, i taku rereke rama atu. E rai te mea nei he tino kore take nō hoku, karekau. Engari, kai tētahi pitoke i taku kaha e tāe ana, ne? I roto nei. No reira, ka ahua rereke te tāngata, te tohunga no, te waira nei e whai atu ana te tino pū, ki te puoro, ki te whai atu, ki te puoro ki Ngimangu tērā. Te whai atu hei puoro whakatangitangi mai roto i te taupuni pāho nei. No reira nā, e tātauma. Epa. Whakamoe miti. E tātau toko toru. Whakanui. Ai te ingoa te iehua. Mene, ka piti hono ka tātai hono. Rātau te mate kia rātau. Ka piti hono ka tātai hono. Tātau mā tēni, e tātau mā. Tātau mā hai whai atu ki ngā rānei o te mutunga mai o Hawaikirangi. ka re tino roa ka tūake mai, ka tīmataria mai, te hōtaka ki a tahu pasi. Ana, ki taua wā tonu nā, rite mai anō ai, a tahu pasi ki te uru mai, ki te taupuni pāho. Ai. Te tūmanako anō hoki, ka hara mai a Kelvin, kai te mahi ai, tōna tūranga, kai tōna umanga, e whai atu ana, ki te utu moni anō, te utu moni, te pūtea moni. Ko ia tāna anō tērā, e kōrero tia atu ana i te nuinga o te wā. Tāna whai atu, ara, ko tērā, ko ia tērā. Tōna umanga. Hai aha, hai whai atu ki te pūtea moni. Ko Calvin tērā. Hoi anō, te tūmanako e hara mai ana hai a tērā wiki. A ki te kore kai te pai. No te mea e titiro tonu ana i era. I ngā tāngata. Pēnā nā. Ia e neina. Hai te tiro mā tātau e tātau e, tēnā nau mai haere, a tēnā rā tātau, mauri ora, kahuri.
Rise, Africa, rise! Let me listen for me! Rise, Africa, rise! Thank you! Yeah! Run Babylon, run Babylon, run Babylon, run! Run Babylon, run Babylon, run Babylon, run! Run Babylon, run Babylon, run Babylon, run! Too long in our little ghetto. Wrongs been going on, let's protest. Children of Israel who really love rights. For just I as a watching man around Africa wars. Oh yes, children of Israel. Hey, I, we'll never hold no peace while we are penalized. Yeah. Nor night. The post of Babylon's wall. Prepare me the way for your people. Fight down war and pray. Rasta fight down war and pray. Fight down war and pray. And we love the righteousness. So happy go. Africa sing, oh yes, children of Israel. You know, you never own a peace while wrong is going on. Yes. When we should have bust down Babylon's wall. Prepare me the way for your people. Just a fight down. What a fight down war. Go down Babylon. Rise, Africa, rise. You can go in a lion of a Judah. Rastafari. We hail thee, lovely, conquering lion of.
Tēnā rā hoki tātou, hoki tonu mai, hoki ake mai, ki roto ki a Hawaikirangi, ki tō tātou mātou hōtaka, ka whai atu ai. Te taha ki te puoro ki Ingimangu, ki roto ki te puoro ki Ingimangu, whai atu ai i o na tino, i o na painga, i o na hua, Ai te mea kārakau nei I te tai atu. Kia ua taonga e tahi o roto anō I hahanei. Te he nei pēr o te mārama atu o rātau, te whakaaro atu o rātau ki te pōro. Te rereke tonu pēr o te whakaaroaro atu ki te pōro. Me te whai haere o ki te pōro. I rereke na wātu I te mea nahuki karakau te tino mārama atu ai ki te pōro nei. Kuina nahuki pēr te nuinga o te mea e raru ana te pōro ki ingi mangu. Ki roto te tiri o te moana Hawaii ki tau Aotearoa, New Zealand. And e tātou mā. So we came on board with that. And plus we came to bring a new band into the industry. And one that would also be able to show that we are not just all about the kōrero, us of Tūtahu Trust, Tahu Investments Limited, our pūtea muni tautoko. Not just about the kōrero. And so far we haven't been able to show our wares, but e tatama, we should be able to in the next program, or maybe we can catch a wee bit of a glimpse of that more by next week. Hopefully Kelvin can be here. None of the others can be here next week. Kelvin couldn't be here today, but yeah, let's see if he gets here next week. So we can have a bit of a jam. How about that? About time, maybe we had a bit of a jam. And Tahu Posi, the program, The Journey, Tahu Posi, The Journey, will start as soon as that band is. I'm not worried how many of us get in, if it's 3 to 5. Kaipai, we'll start the program with that. We've only got 8 at the moment. Remember, we're aiming for 16, so even though we had all sorts of challenges this year, I've been through 4 groups in the process, and we've ended up with a group of 8. Our aim was to have a group of 13 to 15, and then it went to 16. We have 8, and that's okay. We can start this journey with 8, 4, 5. It doesn't matter. But just to do everything we want to do right from the word go. That's why we wanted so many. We want the fullest sound that we can get. And the most, the thickest, in terms of wairuatanga. That's why. That's why we sought a band of enough calibre to do, And did you catch that? That was Culture. I'm hoping that everybody caught that at 8 minutes to 7 minutes to 4. Today, kai te takau mātahi o te marama. Ngahuru mātahi, rua mano, rua takau mātahi e tātauma. And that was Culture, one of the finest, most beautiful, instrumentally reggae bands there has ever been in the world. One of the best. And that's why I played Culture. I played Culture on purpose first today. I was going to play Magic Powder, but sorry, it wasn't Magic today. It was Energy Rising, because we always go on about Magic, eh? Everyone favoritizes Magic. She's just got that lax style, eh? And everyone, kick back, few beers or pina colada or whatever, all that sort of stuff going down. Yeah. And so everyone enjoys, but everyone enjoys all these wahine toa. And we must think about also e tāma tō tātou mātou whai atu ki te tohunga, te raka, I te ao, puoro ki ngi mangu, like culture. And I played that song on purpose because I talk a lot about the cultured sound of reggae. And today is going to be more of an explanation day than anything. Because we've talked in depth of, we've gone through a lot of detail around te taha ki te wairua, the spirituality, how that works within te taha ki te hapu nui tonu, te taha ki te uretanga, rewa, how that works. We're going to kōrero whakatakitaki atu I te katoa I roto I tēnei. So that's what we're going to do today, and look at and continue to look at our heavyweights as we just did culture. How about that? How about that? What an ideal name, eh? For a massively stacked, how's that for tohungatanga? Hey, one of the best reggae bands in the world, one of the best. They've got a touch. They've got to touch very hard to come close to a touch. Every instrumentalist in this band, and let's talk about the vocals as well. Here I am putting up the instrumentals of this band. Think about the vocals. Absolutely gorgeous vocals. Gospel vocals. If you want gospel vocals, this is one of those bands, Culture. And what an ideal name. Culture. And so I thought we'd start off with culture today. What am I talking about, that culture sound of reggae, the face of reggae music? Te taha ki te wairua, what do I mean by spirituality? How does that work? How do we pull through Christianity as a result? Shouldn't we be able to just do it ourselves? Yeah, so shouldn't we be able to just go straight to the Lord Jesus and say, Lord, yeah, give me that. Yeah, I suppose we could. But being the tribal people we are, what I'm doing is being sensitive to the tribal way, our way. Yeah, we do have a way of doing things. We have our own way. When you have a culture that has its own way of doing everything, still, it's not good to say to us, oh, look here, just do this and that's it. It's all good. Because actually it isn't. If you think about the actual makeup of the culture, and the makeup of our culture is so different. And so today's going to be an explanatory day. Plus, we're going to look at the heavyweights. Starting off with culture there. What an ideal name! Every part of that band, epitomizes that name. They're so cultured right throughout. It's perfect. Every touch of every symbol. Every note. Perfect. Timing, perfect. This band, I haven't heard them play a bad one. Even when they record, perfect. An absolute reggae band, this reggae band. And it's not the only one. You get to hear some there are some amazing reggae bands out there. And a lot of them we've been touching on, but this is one of those. Perfection, reggae, perfection, and what a name. Culture. Hey, don't they just epitomise that? And what do I mean by culture? I mean they've taken the time necessary to culture, to become, the experience, the growth, the advancement has happened over a matter of time. Cultures grow and thrive through time. And it's the same with reggae music. I remember me saying last week, I started playing music around about 3-4 years of age. Reggae from about 4 years of age. Between 8 and 10 years of age, I was playing reggae. I was playing solid reggae. Perfection stage didn't happen for me until, about 10 years later. So that's roughly about 20 years. That's a long time. And that's the point that I'm making. It takes time to make a wine. It needs the culture. It takes time to make a yeast, for bread, for brawa. For the yeast to culture. You've got to let it culture. You've got to let it brew. Hey. And then you check on it, you know the timing, when the timing's right. Oh, your choice, and then you go grab it and you bring it out. Anana. That's reggae. Yeah. That's reggae. It takes time. These guys don't just get up there and just play reggae. It's not that easy. People think, you can get reggae in about 5 minutes. That's not true. You can play probably the simplest core reggae in 5 minutes, but to play the actual music, it takes a long time. So, bear with me. Whilst today we don't just continue our titiro atu, our examination and re-examination of the heavyweights of the world of reggae music. But we also, are going to, I lost my chain of thought for a moment there, but I'll because I just caught hold of Energy Rising, and that's who's coming up next. E tatauma. Energy Rising, me te tahi wara tai waiata. Yeah. And that waiata, I'll bring that one up for you very, very soon. And we will have a good look at that. But e tatauma, we have a number of different kaupapa to look at today, not just our wahine toa, but also our our heavyweights of the world. And then we're going to have an explanation time. And that explanation time, e tatauma, should help us get on board with... Because what I've been talking about the last few weeks are the technicals and the mechanics. How things work in our culture. How the taha ki te wairua works within the music. I've been talking around the machinery that makes everything work in reggae. Okay? And a lot of you probably got really confused out there. So this program, I'm going to explain in simple terms and help everyone to understand. Ko ia no tō tātou na hōtaka. Ki tēnei rā, tēnei ake nei e tatauma. Te tirohia. Energy Rising. Rātau ko Israel Star, Revelation Steppers. Haere tonu ake nei kia tātou. Kai te whā, mai I te whā. Kahuri. hoki e tātou mā Energy Rising kai te iwa mai I te whā I roto I tēnei wā tonu nei. Ki tēnei o ngā hōtaka kia Hawaikirangi. E tātou mā Energy Rising. Tai atu hoki kia ia Israel Star. Ia e waiata tiana waiata I te taha kia rātau kia Energy Rising. Ai, tina waiata no tērā. Tina waiata no tērā. Me te pai hoki o te āhua o, instrumentation is really, really important to reggae. It takes a long time to culture. Culture, it's like a living, breathing, surviving, advancing culture, growing. Reggae is the same. Reggae is the same. It works in the same way. And unless you've given your reggae music that time to culture and you keep working at it and working at it and working at it, yes, it's going to take you some time before you can get it perfect, but you put in the hard yards, you will definitely appreciate it. All the opportunities that I've had, I certainly do, but I actually wish I took those opportunities now, but you know what, they've never escaped me really, because now I'm going to take all these opportunities that are ahead of me now, and they'll awesomely make up for all the opportunities that I've missed, So, e tātauma, this is where it all happens. And don't forget, e tātauma, we're taking in our uretārewa hapu nui tonu, our conglomerate, our iwi, tahu mā ka nui matua. We're taking that into the fold. Okay, so remember, e tātauma, that's where it all begins for us, That's where it all begins for us. That's the most cultured part of our band. Okay, the most cultured part of our band is that. Needless to say, our spiritual side of Christianity, the gospel side of our reggae, is still growing, yeah. But hopefully there's enough there to say that we've got some cultured elements in there. Hopefully. I think for I te taha ki aia kia King Homeboy, yes, most probably. And Franklin's another one. Calvin, kore. But Calvin is Christian. But yeah, him and I always have a good laugh because we're like latecomers to the fold. And we always crack up about that, Calvin and I. It's probably why him and I get on so well. But awesome respect for. I've always had, I've probably been cheeky in my younger days, never joining my Christian friends. I've had so much Christian whānau, and I always had a helping hand from Christian whānau everywhere, So lucky they've always been there, and lo and behold, here I am with I have a calling, obviously, in Christianity. And unbeknown to me where I was going to end up. Unbeknown to me where I was going to end up. And here I am, a Christian now. Whereas there's so many years, I'm pretty certain I've always said I'd never be a Christian. It just goes to show. But I'm being obedient here, very obedient to the Lord, because the Lord called me here to where I am. It wasn't a decision I made lightly. Well, when I heard that call, whoa. And I let my spirit take me to where I should be, and it led me to this Christian walk. And I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be more joyous. I couldn't be more relaxed about things, about life. I couldn't be more confident. I couldn't be more... I don't know. I don't know if I could say sure about... I guess so. I guess sure, but then again, I'm still learning a lot about Christianity, so I can't really say that word. I might sound too overconfident there, but... Oh, wow, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So hopefully I bring that. Hopefully that becomes infectious in my role in the band. Yeah. And this is just... look, reggae is a part of our culture, really. We can't let reggae go. We can't let reggae go. It's a part of our culture. This is a part of my roots. This is a part of my roots. Needless to say, that doesn't mean to say I'm not playing gospel music. I still play gospel music, but there's no, whichever way I'm going, but I'm taking it all with me, and I'm playing the whole lot in my life. So it doesn't really matter though which one I'm playing, but I don't know. Maybe one day, I'm betting that one day I will stop playing reggae music, publicly or in the industry. I'm not doubting that, but Christian music is something very, very new to me. But I've learned to play that music, and I understand that music now. It's going to take me a little while. I've got to culture it yet. I've got a culture within it too. And once I've got that, I think it will be an addition to my music, as well as my music will be an addition to Christian music. And let's face it, gospel roots, conscious roots, is an addition to Christian music. It is. It is just our way. It's tahu way. Tahu mā ka nui matua e tātou mā. Why I'm talking about these things? Because it'll clear up the details of the technicals and the mechanicals and the machinery I've been talking about over the last 3 weeks of how everything works. I took you through the complicated way, and then I give you a nice simplistic view. Once, we've heard all the detail, all the in-depth stuff, and then I give you a very simple and easy to understand explanation, and so that's what we've got coming up. E tātou mā in the kōrero for today. And so e tātou mā, we must understand our cultures. I think Europeans have been just as starved of this as most of our people have. Most tribes in the country, out of 150 tribes or so. E tātou mā, I guarantee you the European does not know. They've missed out on a whole heap of stuff. It's not just our people that have missed out. And what they do not know is that reggae is a part of the fabric of where we come from. Reggae is a part of our ancient history. This is why in Pacifica and in Te Tiri o Te Moana Aotearoa, we basically make reggae our own. And that's what you've got to do, but you've got to do it properly. You've got to do it properly. Our people are not doing that properly. Our people have got to stop thinking, it's got to change. No. Reggae music does not need to change. We need to change. We need to understand reggae music. That's the point we're making with this program. We need to change. Because reggae music has been here for so long. It's such a solid rock. You know, it's the genesis of all music. You know, if we're going to question and change and twist and turn the genesis of all music, I want us to realise that we're just out to make history or reinvent the wheel. And I don't think we should be doing that. Not with music. Let's not try and reinvent the wheel at all. Let's play it how it should be played. Yeah? And that's what Tahu Maka Kanui Matua is about to do. The most cultured part, if we take that part of us, it is our Tahu Maka Kanui Matuatanga. Okay? So that's going to lead. Koia nā te wairua. Nana? See? If you think of the spiritual side of our music, how we are organised in that fashion, ko te taha ki a Tahu Maka Kanui Matua I te tuatahi. Ka whai mai tērā, I roto I āia, ki te taha ki a I o te matangaro. Ia te iehua, ia te ia we atua, ko ia no nā tērā. E ki ana, Supreme Lord, ka pita mai I roto I tērā, whakapapalanga mai I roto I ngā tuatanga, kia Tahu Maka Kanui Matua. Okay? Okay? And that's the only reason that I'm discussing it in that way. I'm not saying, oh, this one's better, this one's lesser. I'm saying, kuia nā te tō mātou, you know, that's our tikanga, that's our customary way. That's all it is. Okay? And that's where, what else do they call him? Ja. That's where Ihoa, that's where he comes from. Jesus, that's where they come from, out of that line, within our whakapapa. Totally different to yours, or anyone over in Italy, or anyone over in Greece, or anyone, you know, however way they organise their spirituality, that's how they do it. But this is Tahu Maka Kanui Matua. Okay? That's what we're saying. We're not saying change, because this is how we do it. You should do it our way, or no, we're saying, ana, ko ia nā no tērā te taha kia mātou. Tō mātou tikanga, tō mātou wahurea he pēnāna te āhua. Okay? And so we are going to bring the roots, conscious roots, gospel through that channel. That's how we're going to play it. That's how we're going to organise our music in such a way that it's going to play out that way. And then at a certain time, tēnei atua, a te Yahweh atua, it's going to be leading. So we're going to push out heaps of songs from Mai Tērā Taha, because that's the wairua we want to take to the world. That's the wairua of our reggae we want to take through. That's the one we want to be noticed above all. And I mean above all. We're not going to go unnoticed in terms of our Tahu Maka Kanui Matuatanga. We're not going to suddenly throw that away and then just go, you know, just be... Yeah, it doesn't work like that for us. We don't throw away who we are. We don't do things like that. That's not how we work in Tahu Maka Kanui Matua. No, we're not too proud. No, we're not lack of humility. No, but this is just our way. This is our way. Okay? Kuia nā no tā mātou. And then the interchangeability of such things. In some cases, te inaina, or juniors, which is where obviously it's a juniorship, a junior line where te Yahweh atua, where Jesus comes through. All of that line through to the Black Kings is a junior line in our genealogies. And so we bring it through, we culture it in that order. But because we want to take that that spirit into the industry with us within our music, that's how we do it. That's the channel to do it properly. If we don't do it that way, we're not doing it properly. Okay? If we just took straight in and we say, oh, Christianity, blah, 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 our reggae would be half-cocked. See? And that's why we're not doing it like that. That's not the way to play reggae. Okay? And if we're going to play this through a cultured fashion, and we are tahu mā ka nui matua, then we've got to start doing it through the right channel. Otherwise, our reggae is going to be flat. Okay? E tātou mā kai te rua te kau mā whā mai I te whā. Ko ia no tēnei nā anō tētahi anō o te tino. I te ao te pōro ki ngi mangu. E whai ake mai nā hopefully you understand that. Hopefully you understand that. And then for some time we'll keep pulling out all the goodness of Jaja. That's what the Rasta say. And I don't mind as a Christian saying that too, because Jah is still God, is still Jesus, is still that same Wairarapa. Right, pai? The goodness of Jaja, that's what we want to bring into the world. Our own atuatua start to take a lesser importance in the fold. Why? Because we've used their channel, we've used it the right way, we've done it properly, and now we're moving forward. Then we move forward with te taha ki te kawanata hou. Do you understand that? That's how we will be organising our music. That's how well organised we will be. Before we haven't even played a note yet. before we get there. Ko ia nā noho ki tā mātau I roto tahu mā ka nui matua. Ara nāno I roto tahu posi. Tēnei ake, e whai ake mai nā e tātauma Twinkle Brothers. E haere tonu ake nā. Kahuri.
You know? Right about now, we're going to introduce a legend who's been around from way back in the early 60s. And he's been singing all his life and he's still going strong as ever. Trust me, man. And he gives you the best roots hits ever. So let's welcome him on stage. Norman Grant of the Twinkle Brothers.
when I'm down. I me say who gonna pick I up when I'm down. When I was sick, who visit I? When I was in prison, who come and see I? When I was down and out, who help I out? It's only Rasta. It's only Rasta. It's only Rasta. When I was hungry, I will feed I. When they lock I up in prison, I will come and see I. When I was hungry, I will feed I. When they lock I up in prison, I will come and see I. So gonna pick I up when I'm down. I me say who gonna care for I when I'm down. It's only Rasta. It's only Rasta.
Twinkle Brothers, e tātou mā. Katino hia ia atu au te rāngu nāti te nuinga o i nei waiata Twinkle Brothers. Hoi anō, kai te pērā te nui, te nui o ngā mēneti. E tātou mā, no reira huri atu, tonu ahau ki e rā kōrero anō. Yeah, that's our way. Yeah. If we are a traditional band, if we are roots conscious, in this band, if we are tahu posse, then that's the way we will approach our reggae. That's the way we will approach our spirituality. And that's the way. Why? Because it's the strongest, it's the base, the foundation of us is considered in the mix. See? We don't just say, well, we can to a certain degree, but once we've come through that major channel for us, our foundations, we're really where the rubber meets the road. If you that's what I'm trying to explain here. Where the rubber meets the road, once we can have that, then katino tika te haere. Katino tika te haere, katino pai, tau, wai, katoa nuai, te wairua katino tau. Okay? And because we've gone into gospel reggae, gospel roots conscious roots reggae, for us, we must use all the right channels, we must use all the traditional ways necessary to make sure that our music, we culture it in the right ways. And we have all those cultured aspects around it and within it, and we include all of that in there. You know, we're not just darlings and straight out of the kitchen, hot out of the fry pan. You know, we're not just sizzling hot sweethearts out of tahu mā ka nui matua. We are first and foremost tahu mā ka nui matua. Okay? And that's the way we do it in tahu mā ka nui matua. Whole lot of spirituality in there, eh? Lots and lots of spirituality. But it's very simple in the end. It's able to be broken down. I'm just, explaining it to you in depth. And I've been very deep over the last few weeks, so hopefully today, as I'm being shallow with it all and very, very surfacey, hopefully you get to understand it all a bit more. Yeah. E tatama. And that's what I mean, and that's what I mean by bringing the kawenata hou and all of that māramatanga I rotona. Te māramatanga I roto I te kawenata hou, I te wā I ko te matenga atu, te whakauratanga ki anō, a te karaiti, I te tahaki te hara, te mate o te tangata. Then koia no tātou. Kia pērā tonu anō hoki te tika o te haere, o te kawe anō. Kia pērā tonu anō hoki tā mātou e whakaaro atu ai. Because, and of course, genealogically, tahu mākaka nui matua, connects and comes out of the 12 tribes of Israel, comes out of Africa. I've already spoken to you about our connections to Ghana, Egypt and Ethiopia. We're also 12 tribes of Israel through Naphtali, Joseph, and also me personally, Simeon and Benjamin. Okay? And we take very seriously all those connections. We take them very seriously, just as seriously as we take our traditional ways. Yeah, we do have a traditional way of doing it. It's just that lots of other people who don't worry about any other traditional way but how they do work their Christianity, that's cool, and I don't mind being a part of that. That's really, really cool. But the root of me, this is how we do things in Tahu Posse. The root of us, tō mātai pūtaketanga. Ana, kairoto i tēnei atuatanga. Ana, kairoto i a tahu mākaka nui matua. Ana, ka puta mai, i roto ia te i o te matangaro. Te taha anō ki aia, i te taha ki te pai ki aia, ki tōna wairua. Ia te ia we atua. Ara? Ia te iehua. Whakahukitanga mai anō o te taha ki te wairua, ki te hono mai. Ki roto ki ngā kiingi mangu. Ara, ia rāwiri mā. Horomona, Saul. E rā katoa. Okay? All those connections, we pay mind to all of those all the time. And same with our atuatuatanga. And because our atuatuatanga comes first, before te Yahweh atua, we have to do it that way. And then once we've done it correctly, we know things are going to... Kai te pai, ka pai te haere. Ki tā mātau. Mea kai te whai atu mātau I te taha ki a tahu mākaka nui matua. Okay, and so that's how that works. And then everything, Christian can come in and we can, utilise it however sparingly or however much we want to, depending on where our waiata are taking us and what sort of waiata we're doing, whether it's a whakanui or a whakamuemiti or koropiko or emene, if it's a emene, then, ka pērā tonu anō hoki. Era mea katoa. And then when we work with that, we know exactly what we're doing. We're not disorganized. We're not unsure of what we want to do. We already have the music down. Let me say that to you. We have the music down. If we have te taha ki te wairua as well, how much more strength will we need in being able to play this music? And then you don't need it. I take up UB40s, they're called it. UB40 says, well, you don't have to be spiritual to play reggae, and they're not wrong. So if you don't want to do any of that, koe te pai ki ahai. Koe te pai ki a mātau, ki a tahu posi. But all we're saying is that, hey, all the guns, yeah. Most of those that don't take up the spiritual side of the music, admittedly, UB40 have to say, and be honest and upfront, they actually have always gotten into the taha ki te wairua of reggae. And, one of their greatest hangouts is Trenchtown, Jamaica. They've got their own studio there. They hang out there with all the whānau over there. I'm not dumb, but they have that spirituality of reggae music there all the time. That's why they're so good. That's why they're so good. But they do say, you don't have to take on the beliefs of all those things, and that's fine. That's fine. And they may not have, but they've definitely got on with the culture, There's a cultured spirituality there. There's a cultured culture there. There's a cultured tradition there. Everything is so cultured. Okay, tatama. And coming up next, te tatau. We've got one from Magic Powder. And ai. Tino pai a Magic Powder. Tēnei akena, ia rāua ko tīpene. Tīpene tētahi o ngā tāngata kupu. O te tāngata kupu. Tērā taha ki te pōroni. Ai. Tēnei o ngā waiata I te taha ki aia. Tēnā nō rā tātou. Kahuri.
I just wanna leave everything behind for the summertime breeze. Time in the sunshine is what I need. With a bed in my hand, a funnel around me. I just wanna go, I just wanna leave everything behind for the summertime breeze. Time in the sunshine is what I need. With a bed in my hand, a funnel around me. Intoxicating as the summer breeze, I can breathe and exhale of the word class monotony. Just get away from the life that we need to get by. Not worried about how we're gonna get on next. Kai just do it and barbecue with cold beer. That's us both, the ones that we hold dear. The fun knowing friends, but sometimes you even get sick of them hard case cheats and no Indians to help us pitch a tent. Put your kids and crosses with the picket fence. Too young to know the richest band for us wicked brand. Once they learn about life's river bands, utilize the driftwood, then use it for cricket stand. Game on the beaches and thongs and singing it's out. The more cussies, the more the warm fuzzies, cause we all buzzing to be together. Feel the sunlight twinkle on the face, that's the least of the scale. I just wanna go, I just wanna leave everything behind for the summertime breeze. Time in the sunshine is what I need. With a bed in my hand, a funnel around me. I just wanna go, I just wanna leave everything behind for the summertime breeze. Time in the sunshine is what I need. With a bed in my hand, a funnel around me. Summer's always blazing. I remember days when you could see the heat waves rising off the pavement. Mischief, typical little Hawks Bay kids, not looking before you leave, bro, sweet. Every swimming pool full, riverbanks packed. Chili bin stacked, the key in the back. Dad's gone fishing, costing the rod of the Contiki. Because he's been out on the open sea. Hopefully we time the tide sweet for a dive and see what the day's got up in the crate pot. As a kid, that we were told to stay around the rocks, get our own feet with a bit of luck. I always make the first one, the quarter, give the tongue out or God of the sea, poet can the tongue I know of. And if we don't get no more, we all listen out for the outdoor. These skies on and I'm gone. I just wanna go, I just wanna leave everything behind for the summertime breeze. Time in the sunshine is what I need. With a bed in my hand, a funnel around me. I just wanna go, I just wanna leave everything behind for the summertime breeze. Time in the sunshine is what I need. With a bed in my hand, a funnel around me. It's funny how time flies when you're having fun. It's already high tide in the sunset. Bonfires on the beach while the kids eat. Lamb tail off the rack for a quick snack. Catching up with the long overdue chats. Cracking up for the long overdue laughs. Wild on somebody always gotta get. I couldn't think of a better way for that. I call this heaven a slice of paradise, but just enough to satisfy your appetite. It helps me appreciate the life I have, and you'll find the better things in life you won't have to buy. It's so real, so it should, and make you feel so good. And sometimes a holiday can seem a mile away, but bugger that, I'm gonna have mine today. I just wanna go, I just wanna leave everything behind for the summertime breeze. Time in the sunshine is what I need. With a bed in my hand, a funnel around me. I just wanna go, I just wanna leave everything behind for the summertime breeze. Time in the sunshine is what I need. With a bed in my hand, a funnel around me.
tino a tāga, magic powder. Rāwa ko tipene. Tipene is too much, eh? I must make sure to get him on Tahu Posse. We'll try and see if we can get magic and tipene on. Yeah, next show on Tahu Posse. Because of course we will just mainly do the journey of Tahu Posse next show, and even though it's still important to have the show, but I think we've done all the we've done all the initial talking that needed to be done. And what's great about this show is that it's had a positive effect on all the musicians out there, reggae musicians and more. Lots and lots of musicians out there have taken notice of this show, and they've actually started to change the way they do their music as a result, which is, it's up to them. We're not trying to force anybody to, but we definitely bring a kōrero, and a kōrero of hundreds of thousands that needed to be heard. Next song up was one by Don Carlos, one of the... actually, I might see if I can still sneak that one in. Let's give it a go. One of Don Carlos's songs. Don Carlos e tātou mā. One of the greats of all time. And still rocking hard. In the reggae. And you just know exactly which one I'm going to play. You know the one. That magical waiata that came out that took everybody of Don Carlos. Let me just rock this number out to help us to remember. Nera, e tātou mā. Nei? Mau mahara tōni rā e tātou. Mau mahara tōni rā hoki e tātou taua waiatana. Ne? Ko taua waiatana tēnei e whai ake nei. Just a passing glance e tātou mā. Kahuri.
Rastafari, live it and rain the yards of fire night. Jah, Almighty I. Just a passing glance was all I had of Rastafari face. Just a passing glance was all I had. Oh yes, just a passing touch of freedom I felt within my soul, and it gives me the feeling that I'm gonna be free. The people did rejoice to hear of the Father's words. A day with Him in their sight was like 1,000 years. It was a passing glance. That's all I had of Rastafari face. It was a passing glance, was all I had. Oh yes, just a passing touch of freedom I felt moving in my soul, and it gives me the feeling that I'm gonna be free. Oh yes, oh yes. Just a passing glance was all I had of Rastafari face. Just a passing glance was all I had. Oh yes, just a passing touch of freedom I felt moving in my soul, and it gives me the feeling that I'm gonna be free. Oh yes, the people did rejoice to hear of the Father's words. I think with Him passing glance, that's all I had. Oh yes, just a passing touch of freedom I felt, moving in my soul.
Don Carlos, e tātou mā. Sorry I didn't catch the beginning there, but kai te pai. Kai te pai e tātou mā. We've heard that song so many different times, haven't we? Yeah. Hey, that reminds me of a song, Urege. That's one of our waiata, Urege. I'm going to be doing that song for you too in Tahu Posi in the show. Actually, it was a song I wanted to do with Calvin. One of the songs, anyway, I wanted to do All the Glory, Romi Anō, and Urege. And that's what you call Urege, songs like that, like Just the Passing Glance, songs like Red Wine. You know, that's Urege. You know, they're the sorts of songs every time you hear them, you oh. oh, yeah, you know, you always want to, and you just want to play it again and again and again and again. That's Urege. That's Urege. Oh, you know, wherever you are, and that's what reggae does to you, eh? You just absolutely fall in love with it, and yeah, Urege is basically all of the reggae that we've been listening to is all Urege e tatama. The reggae of the heavyweights, absolute Urege. All of UB40, Urege, Bob, Urege, Burning Spear, Black Uhuru, Urege, the whole lot. Let's see if Calvin gets here next week. We'll do those 3 numbers for you. Taihoa ke tatama. Of course, they won't be the complete package, you know, as they'll come out recorded, but, you know, we'll do enough instrumentation to be able to carry each of those waiata, All the Glory, Romi Anō, and Urege. We'll see if we can do them for you next week. And our final waiata, e tātou mā, is a gospel number again. One of my favourite songs of Jimmy Cliff, e tātou mā, is Reggae Night, and I especially love it live. Have you ever heard that, you know, Jimmy Cliff do that song live? He is amazing. That's an amazing version. Reggae Night done live is just so much better than the recorded version. The recorded version is all, you know, and it made it to number 1 just like that in our country. But live, it's all like 1,000 times. Yeah, 1,000 times more ooh than the recorded one. So, and that happens with reggae a lot. And that happens with the heavyweights. You know, the heavyweights just play the music so well. But this particular one, you know, I could pick a number of waiata of Jimmy Cliff's to play for you as a gospel number. One of those is I can see clearly now the rain is gone. But I won't. I won't do that one. E tātou mā, this one. Once I've got it ready, I'm trying to hurry. Hopefully we don't run out of time. Aha! Here we go. And I'm going to try and get a live version. Because done live, here's the man. The man. Jimmy Cliff. Jimmy Cliff. Here we go. E tātou mā. Kua tae ki te mutunga ki Hawaikirangi ki tēnei rā. Hai a tērā wiki hoki mai anō ai. A koutou mā anōna. tatau mā hoki mai anō ai. Hoki tonu mai ki Hawaikirangi, whai atu ai ki ngā kōrero. Ki ngā āhuatanga anō, ngā tohungatanga, ngā raka a rātau te tino. I tāo te pōro ki ngi mangu. Tēnei ake e whai ake nei. A Jimmy Cliff me, Rivers of Babylon, done live at the Naya Bingi. E tatauma. Me taku whakahuki ake i te kupu whakamutunga ki aia. Kia te ia wē atua ki aia. Nā noho mai nā tonu aia hai mā takitaki mai. Kia tātou mātou i ngā wā katoa. Hai kō hatu kaha. Hai toka tūmoana. Hai toka tū karapoti mai. Pēnā nā no i tō tararua o te matau a Māui nei. Ki roto Wairarapa ki tararua. O te matau a Māui. Nā reira nā te ia wē atua. Whakahono retia, kōkoe. Whakahono retia, whakanuia. Ai te ingoa te iehua. Ai, ka piti hono, ka tātai hono, te mate ki te mate, te ora ki te ora. E tatau mā, tēnara tatau, mauri ora, kahuri.